good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where and when you're listening to this. This is Coffee with Kevin. And I, of course, am Kevin. And this is my coffee. Today I got a new cup. This is actually my wife's cup. I got it for her. Cancer picked the wrong girl. And it did with her 15 years or so ago. And she has been cancer free for quite a while. So yes, a little note for all the cancer survivors out there and all the people dealing with cancer. Let's do a little support here. So I hope you're having a nice hot cup of coffee, tea, or whatever. It's hot chocolate or whatever you prefer to drink, whether it's hot or cold. To you. So it's been a wild and wacky week. Last week I talked about some chaos that I was dealing with, and actually it's not just me, my wife and I dealing with, as we're getting ready to sell the house. Getting ready to sell the house means let's get the house looking good and for sale, which means let's empty the house out of the 40 years of stuff that you have in the house. Oh my goodness, it's been, excuse me, that's probably from some dust that I was just dealing with. It's been, like I said, a wild and rocky road. And, but it's fun. All in all, it's been terrifically chaotic and fun. And, tiring. There's a lot of actual physical work being done as well. But, I know what the end result's going to be. I know what it's like at the end of the tunnel. And yes, there is light at the end of the tunnel. No matter whether there's light or not, we know there's an end of the tunnel. And it's that end of the tunnel is really up to you to just decide and define and design what it's going to be like. And that's what I'm talking about today. That's what I'm talking about today is really, really checking on what you want for your future. Designing what you want for your future. Making it a reality for you, for what you want for your future. And hey, it's up to you. It's totally, totally up to you. And you can stand there and you can say, okay, the future is going to bring what it's going to bring. I don't have any control. And depending on your typical, usual thought patterns, the future is going to bring something great, or it's going to bring something really not great, or bring something average, right? If your typical days and your typical thought patterns are ho-hum, same thing every day, and you don't care about what the future brings, the future is going to continue to bring a lot of that. If your every day is living in fear of what could possibly happen, anxiety over everything, catastrophizing everything, and you don't design your future in your mind and on paper and everything else, then your future will bring you the things you're afraid of. The future will bring you the things that you don't want, because you're thinking about it all the time. Now, if you're enjoying the day every day and appreciating all the little things and really loving life, if you don't really design your future is probably going to give you a lot of what you've been getting, which is kind of cool. It's cool to know. So you see that, it's optional. You don't have to think about your future. You don't have to design your future. You don't have to write your goals. It's all optional. But it'll bring you what you are, what life is really like. Now, if you want to design your future, you can change what your daily life is like. You can change it for the future. You can change it starting right now, and things will start to happen differently than they've been happening. And what that is all about is When I say design your future, I really mean, what is it you want in the future? What does you want to go for? What does you want to achieve? What does you want to acquire? And by designing means, go through that thought process, write it down. And sometimes it's just a lot of fun blue skying it. Blue skying it. I know that's a term probably from my generation. And it means basically write down anything and everything that you're thinking about that you like. Some of it's far reach, some of it's like, oh, it would be really so cool to do this, but it's not something I'm really thrilled about. That I have to work, that I want to work towards, but blue sky it, okay? And just have some fun and spend 10 minutes and say, okay, I'd love to I'd love to go up in a helium balloon to the atmosphere, to the stratosphere. Or I'd love to take one of those rides on a space shuttle, not space shuttle, but whatever they're calling them now. That's something like $250,000 a ride. Blue sky it. Anything and everything. Have some fun. We have a name. We do have a name for it, but it's usually thought about for older people. It's a bucket list, right? And the term bucket list, I think, comes from when you're going to kick the bucket. But a bucket list is not a bad idea because it's a bucket of things that I want to or I'd love to do. So if you want to go take a safari, which I've known right now in the past year, I know two relatives that have gone to Africa for a safari. And I know some others that wanted to go to Africa and may do that in the next year or two. So if you want to go on a safari, if you want to go to the Grand Canyon, you haven't been there, if you want to go anywhere, you want to go to Hawaii, those are all things you want to achieve. You want to go someplace. If you want to get a degree, if you want to start a business, if you want to do this, if you want to do that, get it down on paper and just have some fun. This is just the really, really fun exercise is to say, okay, what would, if money weren't an object, sorry about that, the bell's ringing and I am designing what I need to design right now. Just have a fun exercise. Have a fun exercise and enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. And then you can go to that paper and say, okay, what is it really is important to me? What is it really I'd like to do? And then take the top 5 or the top 10 out of there, things that you're really serious about. Those are now your goals you're going to work on. And how you design your future is you look at those goals and say, okay, what are they going to do for me? All right, what's going to happen if I get that? What's going to happen if I don't get that? That's actually, there's a little bit of carrot and a little bit of stick there, right? What's going to happen if I get that? What are all the good things? What if I don't get that? What are the bad things? So if there's not any adverse things, if you don't get it, that's cool. That's fine. Now, if you do get it and there's a lot of really good stuff going on, that's even better. That's even better. All right. That's awesome. I guess I got a message from my son Antonio who's watching this. So yeah, just blue sky it all and then go look for the top 10. And when you're looking at those top 10s and you ring them through those questions, and then you say, okay, what's it really going to be like? And create an image. What's going to be proof? That's how I was taught. That's how my mentor taught me. What's going to be the proof in my mind? I want to envision what will be the proof that I've gotten there. So if it's a car, if it's a red sports car, I see myself sitting in a red sports car. Now, that can be, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to test drive it or I'm borrowing it. But if I want to own one, I see myself sitting in a red sports car, maybe in my driveway, or maybe I have the title to it, whatever it is. What's proof of that you've gotten it? Create that vision, create that image, and paint it really well in your head. And then this is simple. A lot of people don't know this. It's so simple to really get something to lock in is to make the sound of a padlock or a Tupperware thing when you're locking in the air, or a padlock when it's snapping shut. Make that in your head when you tell yourself in a really serious tone, lock this in. Lock this in. And how you can tell it's been locked in is you clear the air, you go do something else, and you come back. Is that image still there like it was? And when you lock that in, you're telling your subconscious mind, this is what I want. This is what I need to have. All right. That's what this is all about, designing your future. Go ahead and design your future. Go ahead and do that. Write down that bucket list, or whatever you want to call it, that dream list. Write it down. Have some fun. Spend 10 minutes. Have a lot of fun. Let me know how it went. Let me know how it went. Florida's a great place to have a red sports car. My buddy Larry, my good friend Larry, you're absolutely right. All right. Have yourself a great day. Have a great week. No, actually, take it back. You're allowed to make it yourself. You can make it a great day. If it's not a great day so far, you can make it a great week. Take care, all. Bye-bye.